Joe Hopkins here, and I haven't done a guitar review in a while. That's what I started out doing on this channel. I haven't done one in a while, and so I thought I would review this one. This is an Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. This is basically the least expensive guitar you can get with the Les Paul name on it. Now, this is not the first time I've reviewed one of these. My dad, about 8-10 years ago, he really wanted a Les Paul, couldn't afford a Gibson, bought one of these, right? This one cost about $200, 200-ish, something like that. It's not my guitar. This one isn't. Neither was the one I reviewed of my dad's. A couple years ago, I reviewed my dad's guitar, and I was less than thrilled with it, you know? It's good, but at that price point, there's so much better out there. It's changed. Epiphone got better. They've been making these better. When I reviewed my dad's guitar, I didn't really like the neck. I didn't really like the action. The finish was fine. It didn't impress me. The pickups didn't impress me, but in the last couple years, it's gotten better. Now, this is the cheapest thing you can get with the Les Paul name on it, pretty much. It's very, very basic. You got the dual humbuckers, single tone, single volume, three-way switch. The switch is down here instead of up here. It's all down here, just real easy peasy, simple stuff. It's a good-looking guitar. I like the sunburst finish, right? Now, comparing from the last time I played one of these, which was my dad's, and I've played others, this has gotten better. It's gotten way better. You'll notice it is a bolt-on neck. Everything is done as inexpensively as possible to be affordable. But whereas before it didn't feel... I thought it felt chintzy, right? This doesn't at all. It's got the basic tuners on it, right? The machine heads, basic stuff, basic hardware, everything very, very basic, but all functional and it works fine. I gotta say, this time around, the neck feels much better. The frets feel way better. I figured I'd have to do a setup on this. My wife bought this as a Christmas present for her friend's kid who's learning guitar. And I figured, okay, I'll open it up. I'll do a basic setup. No, it's got a fairly basic setup right out of the box. She got this from that Zounds, which I'd never ordered from before. If you've seen the unboxing video, I talk about their shipping, which was pretty good. It was pretty standard shipping for a guitar. They don't cheap out on it, right? Not the best, but I think the best shipping I've seen is probably Firefly. They get those molded styrofoam that the guitar fits right in the box. That's impressive. But in general, this was, double boxed, everything done perfectly acceptably fine. But yeah, I think these guitars have gotten better, and the pickups sound better too, in my opinion, than they used to. So yeah, I'd say this is right up there with the other guitars that are in the $200 price range, right? There are quite a few these days. And yeah, I really like this. I also like, it's not terribly heavy like a lot of Les Pauls. You notice it's not as thick. It's not like that standard big hunk of wood that just weighs you down. And it plays well. It feels good. It looks good. I'm going to play it here in a minute for you and show you, but overall, this is just an absolute improvement over what it used to be. The knobs feel good. The switch feels good. That always was, right? Even in the ones I played before, everything, the good switches, good knobs, stuff like that. In general, though, one of the biggest change, or the two biggest changes I've seen is the neck feels much better than it used to, and the pickups sound better. For some reason, maybe it's just this guitar. I thought when I played my dad's, it sounded a bit muddy, right? It wasn't terribly clear. This rings out clear. This is just an excellent guitar for $200, right? I always used to... After playing Epiphones and Squiers, I was always a Squier guy. If you're going to go with the, you got Fender's baby brand and Gibson's baby brand. If you're going to go with the baby brand, I was always go with Squier. They're better than Epiphone. But this is up there with Squier. This new Epiphone, this is excellent. Excellent guitar. And I kind of like the single volume, single tone. Because when you're playing with the knobs, you don't have to think about which pickup does each one go to. You know what I mean? It's just one and one. I like that. Because mostly I'm not looking to do anything too fancy myself with tone. Most of the time I just have them all dialed up, and I might play with the volume some to get volume swells. But this is easy. So anyway, let me turn on an amp setting here. Just clean, right? Just both pickups. Nice clear sound. We'll go to bridge pickup. And then neck pickup. Yeah, you can hear it. It sounds good. You know what I mean? Let me just play around a little bit. Yeah, you can hear that. It's clear, and as much as we like clear tone, get a little bit of crunch here, right? But you can hear it on the clean amp. This has a nice, clear, solid sound. These pickups sound good. So I'm gonna we'll start with the neck, and then middle, and then bridge. I'm not gonna stop and announce it every time. You'll hear the change. Okay, yeah, that's that with a little bit of crunch, just going back and forth between pickups, you know. You can hear the difference. Let me just do that bridge pickup a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Good sounding sound. I want a little bit more crunch. A little bit more crunch. Let's start, same thing, I'll start at the neck, work my way down, right? Well, oh, there we go. I dig that. That's a cool sound, man. Cool guitar. Of course, you know, amp has a lot to do with it, but it sounds good. I think I got one more distortion setting, like a little more metally. Let's do the same thing. Start with the neck and work my way back to the bridge. Alrighty, there we go. Let's cut that. So I'd say, in conclusion, this is definitely a great deal, in my opinion. A $200 guitar. In this price range, like I said, you got a lot of choices. You can get guitars from, you know, Harley Benton, IYV, Firefly, a lot of different choices in this range. If you want one of the, you know, bigger name brands, you have Epiphone and Squier are the two big ones. And as I've said before, man, I used to be just straight Squier fan. If I'm going to go with Epiphone or Squier, I'd always pick the Squier. And this might have changed my mind here. I like this guitar. I like it a lot. I think that it has improved enough to really compete with Squier. In my opinion, it wasn't like that before, but it is now. I think Epiphone has definitely stepped up their game. Maybe this is a particularly good one. Maybe the last one I played, my dad's, was a particularly not so good one. Except I had played other Epiphones before. It's been a number of years since I tried out an Epiphone. The higher end Epiphones were always really excellent, but like the bottom, you know, affordable price point ones like this, I was never all that impressed with, and I am now. I'm very impressed with this. I believe they've gotten better. I've heard that right across the whole Gibson Epiphone line, they've improved a lot recently. Like the Gibsons have gotten better, the Epiphones have gotten better. I can't speak to the Gibsons, haven't played them, but I can speak to the Epiphones. This is definitely worth $200. And whereas in the past, this wouldn't have been my first choice in this price point, it might be now. It might be like a top three in this price range. I still really like a lot of my other guitars that were between $200 to $250. But this one, yeah, I'd put it up there with those other ones. Yeah. What else is there to say? This is a kick-ass guitar. If you got $200 and you want something with the Les Paul name on it, this is actually worth your while now. And I appreciate that. Good job, Epiphone. Good job. And, well, not much else to say, is there? I like it. And when I was checking out the frets and the setup and, you know, the intonation and all, I guess they did a basic setup at Zounds. It's done really well. Everything's solid. The string height is like that middle low. Yeah, middle. It's not real low, not real high. So it's middle of the road for you know, that's pretty standard. Some people don't like it real low, some people don't like it real high, so from the factory they set it, or from the store they tend to do a basic middle of the road setup. That's what they've done. The intonation is fine. If it were up to me, I'd probably adjust a few things. I might like the action on this a little bit lower just for my tastes. This is fine for most people. I might adjust the intonation a little bit too. Intonation is a very personal thing. If you've ever adjusted it, you know that if you press the strings harder or less or softer, it can change things. I tend to adjust it to me as an individual. I tend to press the strings a little bit harder than a lot of people, so that can throw it off some. But all the intonation adjustments are done fairly well. It's in. Let me put it that way. I would adjust it a little bit for me, just for my personal taste, but it seems to be fine. They did a good job setting it up, and you know, that's less the guitar than where you bought it from, you know, that kind of thing. But I really like the fret work. You don't snag your fingers on any frets. They're not real sharp. That was always like that, though. You know, Epiphone does a pretty good job with their frets in general. But I like it. I really like the sunburst finish. And of course, like most Les Pauls, it's got the standard, you know, solid color on the back. But I like it. It's a nice guitar, it plays well, and it feels solid, and it feels quality for $200. So there you go, or 200-ish. My wife got it on a Black Friday sale. I think it's usually a little bit more than 200, but you get the idea. If you got a couple bucks, you want something affordable, that this is a pretty damn good choice, in my opinion. So yeah, there we go. That's my take on this guitar. And you know what? You guys should listen to my music. So I don't just play guitar, I do songs too. There's links to streaming down below. At the end of the video, there's an end screen with playlists that come up, and one of them says Talking Dogs. That's my new album. You guys should check it out. And yeah, what else? Well, I guess I'll see you in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.